Another gorgeous, glorious, fabulous, windy, I learned the word windy today, muy viento, esta día in Costa Rica. I'm Kim Stanwood, Terranova. I get to see you every Wednesday here at I Got My Miracle at the Rythmia Life Advancement Center. And I'm super excited, very honored that this beautiful soul, Bonnie, said yes to me to be right here with you. And Bonnie has been here before, so I would love for her to speak to that and share with you why she comes back to Rythmia and where she still receives her miracles over and over again, correct?
Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us. So tell everyone else, how many times you've been to Rythmia?
This is our 4th time coming.
And I love that she said our. Have you come with your husband every time?
Every time.
Beautiful.
And it has been so beautiful. So grateful he was so willing. Because I was definitely the one kind of like, this is what I want to do. I was feeling called to this, not understanding what that meant or why.
So I didn't know that. So you were the one that was kind of like, come on, man.
Yes.
Wow.
It was just in the beginning of my spiritual awakening, not knowing that's what it was. Mm-hmm. And I remember, I'll never forget, standing in the kitchen telling him, I'm like, I just found this thing called ayahuasca. I'm like, I'm really wanting to do it. And I go, this is going to sound weird. Now it's not weird at all. Mm-hmm. But I go, I've never said this before in my life, but I'm being called to do this. And he was just like, okay, give me a minute. I want to go. I want to go with you, but I just need some time to process it. And I said, okay.
Did he say that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's conscious, beautiful communication in your kitchen. I love that.
Yeah.
Give me a moment to process that. How many times have you heard me say something like that in class? Like if we could just tell each other, I hear you, just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And this was, something not in his world. And, at the time he maybe would have called it woo-woo. And so like, he just needed a moment to be like, okay. And so I was patient. And then about 4 months later, I was like, okay, how are you feeling about this? Are you ready? And he was like, okay, I'm ready now. And so then
we could all take note right there of the conversations in your household. I love that.
Yeah.
So he came with you, and from that moment onward, was he in?
Yes. It was about the 3rd night or so. And he was like,
time.
On the first time we came, and he said, we were walking back to the room, and he was like, black magic is real. What am I supposed to do with that? But it was such a blessing for him. I knew when we were coming, we weren't coming to work on our relationship, but I knew that a byproduct of us coming would work on our relationship. And that's exactly what has happened. We're so much closer. We know how to navigate relationship, and we still have our hard times, of course, but we can come to it from a place of love. And I can be like, oh, I'm being triggered right now. Okay, let me step back. And he can do the same thing. Okay. And so it's just, we can have this, like maybe a little bit of butting of the heads or whatever, or triggered. And then we can kind of take a moment, take a breather, and then come back and start again.
And you attribute that depth in your marriage due to coming here together?
100%. Absolutely. And then it started coming here, and then I've continued my work, of course, like you just, it's a natural thing. You continue your work, and I've continued it. And so it's all this stuff at home too, and then I love podcasts. I love reading and learning. And then I'll say something, and then it will kind of sink in, and then I'll hear him repeat it to somebody.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So it's just this beautiful thing that's happened.
Thank you for bringing him here and then opening that door in your relationship. Could you speak to first time when you came to Rythmia and then this time when you came to Rythmia? What would you say the difference was in that? Just tell us what your intentions were.
Well, my intentions have always been to go to heal.
Okay.
What is ready to come up, that's ready to come up. And I know through working with the medicine that she shows you things when you're ready to receive it. Mm-hmm. And so just like from this time to the last time, and especially in other times I've come, there's been frustrated nights where I'm like, I didn't get anything. Last time I came on breathwork on Friday night, I remember I threw a tantrum afterwards because I was like, I didn't get anything. And
I've never seen you throw a tantrum.
Oh yeah, I was so mad, and I was like, why is everybody getting this and I'm not getting it? But now I realize they all had to happen exactly as they did for this to happen, this week to happen, for every single night. And then all of this week had to happen for whatever is to come in the future.
Beautifully said.
Oh, I'm so grateful for that. Like I feel it in my body, just the gratefulness of like being called to do this work and being able to do this work. It's a privilege. And I'm just so grateful for that.
I love that, Mari. So you're healing this time. You mentioned before we jumped in here that there was just a depth of healing. Could you just speak to that? And especially because you were referring to that was part of your miracle this time. Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
share everyone.
So I always, so for months I've been thinking like, what's my intention going to be? You know, we've had this trip planned for a year. So what's my intention? I'm constantly thinking. I would make little notes in my phone when I would get these downloads. And so I knew for a long time, I really wanted to find out why I don't feel, why I had such a hard time feeling. And even with people who I really love, who I feel really safe with, there was still like a little arm's length distance. How do I feel? And so I went in with my intention of show me who I've become, because I was really I wanted my intention to be show me why I don't feel. But I listened and I was like, okay, it's going to be show me who I become, and please, so my first night, show me who I become, and please merge my soul back at all costs. And she showed me why I don't feel. And it was because of something that had some sexual assault that happened at 25 that I thought it was because of some abuse that happened as a kid. And so she just kept showing me the ways and why that was such an impact for me. And then I realized like, oh yeah, I just put it in a neat little box, put it and buried it, and
what had happened,
and not thinking, I think because I was 25 and I was very aware, I thought I had a role that I played in that. I don't know that I necessarily thought it was my fault, but I thought I had a role in it. So how could that impact me?
That right there, and I have to take a breath because that's so often in our lives, something happens and we put it aside and we think, I've dealt with that. I've dealt with it enough. But you said something earlier that I want you to share with everyone that's right there, Bonnie, to do with it also, your body was telling you something. So speak to that, please.
Yeah, so nothing really big has been uncovered around this before, like it did this week. But I realized my body was ready. I was ready to receive this information. My body was ready to give me this information because she never forgot. And I also am just so in awe, first off, at the intelligence of the medicine, because she knew I wasn't ready for whatever reason before, but she knew I was ready this time to receive this information. And then I also am just so in awe of the intelligence of my body.
Yes.
For keeping me safe. I thought it was this like thing, like bad thing, or why, I don't know why it wasn't happening, but it wasn't that. It was my body was protecting me, and how grateful I am for my body, and to know that now you're ready and now we can peel back more layers.
Oh, such an important message. That our body has that intelligence and was protecting you. So when it was time for you, that you've done all the work to be ready to catch that next level, how would you say that you're feeling now? Feeling, because you said I want to feel more.
Yeah. My heart feels open for the first time in 20 years for sure, and probably the first time ever. Yeah, my heart just feels so open. Like things are landing differently. Like when people talk about things, like I'm feeling what they're feeling and what they're saying. And it's so beautiful because we're meant to feel. And so I know from my work I've done in the past, when you feel, you heal. And I knew that, but now I experienced it and I feel it.
There's a whole different meaning to the word I feel it now. How beautiful. That's a gorgeous miracle. Thank you. How's life going to be different now with that depth? Like where do you think your marriage is even going to go now? Your business, your friendships, because of what you just healed?
Yeah, because I am open more, because it's not so scary to feel. And the other really great thing was then on Tuesday night, she was showing me how to stay in my body. We're gonna go home, and life is gonna happen again, and it's gonna get busy, and things are gonna happen. And so she was showing me, okay, so breath, like your breath is gonna keep you in your body.
Yes.
Playing my instruments, listening to music, doing sound healing, that's gonna keep me in my body. And so that was a really great message too, because then it's sometimes like, okay, now I have all this information. How do I go home and implement it? Or how do I go home and implement it?
And that's when we talk about in class, and I'm so happy you're already knowing that, is that integration back home. The tools that you're gathering, that you've had in your life, that you're now going to do more, that, and the ones you've gathered here, that you get to use them to help you live this level of awakening.
Yes, because I don't want to. I want to stay here. I want to stay in my body. I've been in this part of my body. I mean, for so long, I used to think it was my superpower that I wasn't like other women who were so emotional, like, and now I'm like, oh, I want to be that, And so now I'm like grateful for my mind. Thank you for keeping me safe. But now I'm ready to experience the rest of my body.
So exciting.
It is so exciting.
I'm so happy for you. Are you going to be coming back to see us again?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, but besides that, I just want to make sure I get to know that's happening more.
Yeah.
What else did you love about rythmia? What else would you want to share with people that's important about rythmia?
Everything about this place is by design. The classes, the food, the yoga, and when they tell you that, in the beginning, but you're kind of like maybe like, oh, okay, whatever. But to go through this again for the fourth time, it just confirmed even more. Yes, the yoga, the breath work, the interacting at lunch with everybody else who's here. All of that is this like little weave, and it's all important, and it all builds on each other, and it's like a puzzle.
Yes.
And all of the pieces of the puzzle need to be in the puzzle for it to complete the puzzle. And that's what this place does. All of the pieces here are part of the puzzle to help you get your miracle.
Oh, that was beautifully stated. Even to the point, I have to thank you for this. Yesterday, Friday. It was so good. So Friday class, I always tell people, come to class, I'm there. I'm waiting for you. No matter how much sleep you have not received, still come to class. Bonnie hears me to the point that you come to class, I love it, and you lay down on the chairs, and all of a sudden, because you're in the second row, I'd see your hand go up every so often. Bonnie, you good? Do I get to check on you? And you're like, yeah, you already answered that question. I'm good. You just go right back. Thank you.
I did fall asleep too. I was so happy you woke me up to pray us out. But and it's great because maybe in the past I would have felt guilty for that. But I knew I wanted to be there because I wanted to be with my people. Like I could have gone back and slept, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I was going to fall asleep in the room. I never have before on Friday morning. But someone was sitting next to me and she got up and I was like, I'm just going to lay down. And so that was the other, I just wanted to be there with the energy of everybody.
That level you just said, though, in the past I would have felt guilty that I did that.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole level of healing there. The guilt doesn't live here. There's an acceptance of, I want to be in class and here, however I am.
Yeah. But I would have to say, you give the permission for that too. So I'm so grateful for that, and because you allow the space for that to be there.
For everyone to come as they are. Yep. Because I'm very aware that even if you're sleeping or you're bright-eyed, the information, whatever's yours to catch, is going to. We all catch it. Right here to catch.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, beautiful. So you touched the spa. Did you love our spa?
Oh,
are you
yes.
just as happy as we all are about
Oh,
it?
yes. Like I pro tip, I like to get my massages on Friday because it's a great just like wrapping of the week. And so it's just my way I like to end it. It's like a little bonus on the end of the week, and just to really like feel the connection. And I know that body work is so important and so helpful. So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, what would you say to someone who's thinking about it, hearing you today and saying, I wonder if it's this from you? What would you say to them?
If you're thinking that, if there's something that you're like, I think, but I don't know, if that's happening, that's not on accident. That is absolutely by design. Like Mother is calling you, and you'll know exactly when you're ready. Maybe it's not this week or next week, but you'll know, and just keep following that voice.
Such wisdom. Keep following that voice.
Keep following.
Clearly it's working for Bonnie, changing your life and your feeling tone, changing, shifting, deepening your marriage, and you are like illuminated, my dear. So thank you.
Yeah, so grateful for you, so grateful for Jerry, for all the taitas and everybody sharing their medicine with us. Like it's a blessing.
It's profoundly healing here. This is truly a place that has such a depth of healing. So I hope you enjoyed listening to Bonnie like I did. And thank you for always joining me on Saturdays. I will see you again. And my prayer is I'll see you right here in person. Have a beautiful day. And we're right here at Rythmia Life Advancement Center sending you big prayers for healing and wholeness. We'll see you soon. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
And push the button. I know, I talk to the screen even while I'm doing this.
Yes, that helps.